All right, I got one question. How did the Cowboys not win this game? Oh, it's so painful. This is going to be a long one. There's so much to talk about. So much happened in this game. So bear with me. I cannot start anywhere else but the ending of the game. The Cowboys fail on that fourth down conversion, giving the ball back to the Eagles. And right there and then, it was not looking good. But the defense came up big, causing a 3-and-out on the Eagles, giving the ball back to the offense with 47 seconds left. And there was a sliver of hope. But reminiscent of the 49ers games in the playoffs, the offense got the ball back again to win the game. Could they do it? In a blink of an eye, the Cowboys march down the field. The Eagles are reeling, and they get to the 6-yard line with 27 seconds left. Holy shit, they might actually do it. And what do? They self-implode. I mean, the win was right there, and they just choked. This is one of the most heartbreaking regular season losses I've ever witnessed as a Cowboys fan. This one was just gut-wrenching. The emotional roller coaster of this game was insane. And on a fan standpoint, this game was unbelievable and one that the Cowboys should have won. Give credit where credit's due. The Eagles played a good game and won. But to me, it feels like the Cowboys beat themselves yet again, which is what is so frustrating. They find themselves in these close games, and it's a reoccurring theme every one. They lose because of two main reasons: crucial mistakes at key times and penalties. They battled in this game and played good enough to win, but just made crucial mistakes, which they cannot do, especially when the ball is figuratively and literally not bouncing their way. How did the Eagles fumble it 3 times and get it back 3 times? It's unbelievable. And 2 of those recoveries led to touchdowns. The Cowboys get one of those fumbles, it's a totally different outcome in this game. Then you pair that with the Schoonmaker catch being just a little short, Dak stepping out of bounds. All of these little things were just jabs to the gut, resulting in a painful loss. And then lastly, I just have to bring this up: the refs. Look, at the end of the day, I feel the refs weren't clean either way and made calls that benefited both teams. However, this could be my bias, but I feel the refs made crucial mistakes at the end of that game that costed the Cowboys. The pass interference on Gilmore, just brutal, and led to an Eagles touchdown. The hold on Schoonmaker, which killed the Cowboys drive that was looking very promising and probably would have led to points. The no pass interference call on the 4th down going to Schoonmaker. The whole point was that his knee was down before the ball crossed the goal line. His knees were practically already down before the ball even got there because he was being tackled. And then lastly, the pickup on the flag with the hands to the face. Michael Gallup got jabbed, and then they just pick it up. What? Now, I'm not saying it's the refs' fault the Cowboys lost this game. I'm just specifically saying that these calls, the fumbles, and the missed opportunities, being in a hostile environment, made it very difficult for them to win this game. But you can't blame the refs, because even with everything that was going against them, they still gave themselves a chance to win that game, and they just choked, which is so heartbreaking and such a missed opportunity. At the end of the day, this is no playoff loss, and the season isn't over. I get that there's no moral victories. However, the Cowboys fought and stood in that game when they could have easily just rolled over and died. So many great things came from this game. Dak had another great game and was the best player on the field. He's on a stretch right now, on a groove, and he's had this in previous years, 2021, 2020 before he got hurt, 2022. The point is he just got to sustain it. If he can sustain this for the rest of the year, there's no doubt in my mind the Cowboys are going places. The weight of the offense was completely on his shoulders. He couldn't rely on the run game, which for some reason is still struggling to get going. They are going to need this run game if they want to go on a run, because it just takes so much more pressure off Dak. It will just help them be more productive on early downs. The run game shows life here and there, but right now it's struggling. is struggling and it's hurting them on early downs. But no matter what, even with that, Dak and the offense are unbelievable on the third down conversions right now. Just unbelievable. And it's worrisome because I don't know how long they can sustain this third down, the third and long conversions. They're difficult. Either way, it's so relieving seeing the offense play well against a good team. They're on a groove right now and they're building every week. They just got to keep building so they can find a way to win these type of games. It's going to take everyone on the offense. And while I'm on the topic, Dak was not the only one that balled out on this game. Both Smith, Tyron, and Tyler dominated a good Philly front. Ferguson is coming alive, having one of his best games of his career. Turpin keeps on producing. Him and Brandon Aubrey are just the Cowboys USFL MVPs. And lastly, CD had a monster game, almost 200 yards. He is just so consistent, producing week to week to week to week. Now, consistency is not a strength for everyone right now on the offense. Terrence and Michael were a little inconsistent this game and have been for this season. Firstly, with Terrence, there's no question that he would probably want many of the plays back last game, especially the one on the last drive, giving up the sack, which was just devastating. But he's just an example of where the Cowboys are at right now. So many players from offense and defense are coming off injuries. You got Tony, Michael, Terrence, Jordan, Donovan. You could say all of these players' production is a little down this year. But like I've been saying in previous weeks, we do not need to hit the panic button. Specifically with Terrence, he had a brutal injury and it's going to take time. Give him time to get back to himself. He dominated last year, and I truly believe just give him some time to return back to form. And lastly, with Michael, I feel like I've been preaching this every week. I get the frustration with Gallup right now. I get it. That drop he had in this game was bad. It was bad and killed the momentum, just like the Schoonmaker hold. But Michael also showed what I've been saying. He came up clutch in the later end of that game, making 2 catches that were unbelievable. One of them, I don't even know how he caught it. But that's the thing. When you look at Michael's career, he sometimes drops an easy pass, but will always come back and catch a very crucial, difficult pass. Point is that I feel like Michael is going to come up big for the Cowboys in the future. Don't give up on him. At the end of the day, the team as a whole didn't make enough plays to win the game. And I feel the offense as a whole gets the majority of the attention still, which is fair due to their 2 failed opportunities they had to win the game. But the defense deserves some attention too. There's no question they played a great offense, but at the beginning of the year, we saw the defense as the strength of this team. And if they want to be as good as we think they are, or as good as they think they are, they got to limit great offenses. And to me, they just didn't do that till late in the game. Philadelphia got after them. They were so productive on early downs that when it came to the third down, they were like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 1. And it made the third down so accessible and harder to stop. And no matter what, the offense had no turnovers. The Eagles scored 28 points straight up on the defense. Now I realize some of the fumbles and calls didn't go their way. All I'm saying is that they need to be more consistent through 4 quarters, especially on great offenses like this. But either way, they did give the offense 2 opportunities to win that game, and that's truly all you can ask for. It's a tough loss and one that sets them back. But I feel week to week they are improving as a whole and hopefully can build to a run at the right time. There's no better time than now to start a run. The next 3 games look promising for the Cowboys, but at the end of the day, like we know, they play the game for a reason. After losing this game, the next 3 look like must win, especially when the schedule gets tougher and tougher after these 3 next games. So we're just going to have to wait and see, and hopefully they can bounce back, which I'm confident they will. Especially, their record is unbelievable that they have after a loss, and hopefully it It does not stop now. Overall, that's all I have for this. It was truly an incredible game that ended in disappointment. The Cowboys are going to have to break this trend of coming up short in big games. Whether it's a catch not being ruled a catch, the other team making just 2 more crucial plays than the Cowboys, or vital mistakes at key moments. They're going to have to break this trend. One has to give, and why not now to change the narrative? Peace.